What's going on, YouTubers, Clashers, and fellow members of the USMC Clan? As you can see, this is our most recent war victory against the level 7 Jordan. We can go ahead and get right into this. This was a pretty easy war for us. As you can see, the deficit was 25 war stars in total. There was really nothing they could do against our bases. Look at all these defenses up top. 1 stars, 2 star on Brandon there, and they didn't even touch some of these. 2 full avoided a hit, as did King Jeff and Brandon. So these guys didn't seem too competitive. However, we were a little bit worried initially because all these are Town Hall 11s, and as you can see, we had 4 Town Hall 10s, and these gentlemen here had 4 Town Hall 10s of their own and 3 Town Hall 11s. So naturally, we felt this was a mismatch. Granted, none of these were fully leveled or anything. However, you always get a little bit alarmed when you come up against 11s, and you've only got Town Hall 10s to pit them up against. These Eagle Arteries are super brutal right now in terms of strategy. So just want to point out, I've got this super annoying thing, this icon on the screen. I can't get it for whatever reason. It won't hide, or else it will stop the recording. So I'll probably move on to a less archaic form of recording in the future. But for now, this is the best one we've got, so you'll have to bear with me. My name is Sudsy Bubbles, and I'll be commentating this edition of the war coverage. So I want to take a look at this 3-star here by Scott. We've been waiting for this one, Scott, for a while now, and I'm glad to see that you were finally able to get yourself a 3-star on a Town Hall 10. And it was a nice one. So him and Gingernaut, another member of the USMC Clan, was able to strategize a bit and discuss the best opening into this base and what composition to use against it. I believe they opted for a Witch, and Scotty he executed it flawlessly. So let's get into this replay. You can see that he deploys on the eastern side. He drops 3 golems, spaces them out. We'll just pause the attack right here. So he's going to space these out quickly and get a nice spread on them, attract some of the outlying defenses. And then he's going to naturally drop the wizards and some of the heavier DPS, break through these walls and try and lure that CC out while going into the middle. So you have wall breaker overload right there. Easily gets into that first pocket right there, drops his Archer Queen to assist with taking out some of these structures, and here comes the Lava Hound. So you see that these witches are going to work their way into this base with ease. There's nothing really on the outside that can take them out except for this wizard tower, which is going to be problematic for those large bunches of skeletons right there. He's able to take down that hound and work his way into the middle. So attacking these infernos is especially important when you're going up against witches. You really need to take these out quickly. They can be very problematic and deaden the attack quite quickly. So as you can see, the Barbarian King, interestingly enough, he didn't opt to go into the center. That gold collector on the right there, or on the northern part of the base, was still the easiest, or should I say the nearest structure that he was going to attack. And I'm working through a cold right now, so please, if the crackling of the voice gets annoying, I apologize. But we see the Archer here. She's working on the northern side of that base with an army of witches and wizards, and you've got some. You still got the tanks down there at the bottom, a couple golemites and a large golem still intact, and he's able to take most of that DPS from the defending structures. And this one's about over. As you can see, you have the Barbarian King still full health on the bottom. Almost the Archer Queen still maintained her health, and you can see it. There's not much left of this base in terms of defenses. He's still got an intact golem. It's going to take a majority of that attack power. So real nice attack here, Scott. Glad you got this one in, and hopeful for the future with some of the stuff that he's been coming up with lately. We're real excited to see what he's capable of in future wars and attacks, and we'll move on. So great 3-star, Scott. So I'm going to go in and I'll show you another Town Hall 10 on Town Hall 10 attack. This one is by myself here. So I was fortunate enough to, get a preview of this base. Someone hit it for me, and I was able to determine the location of the Teslas. They're actually right in here by this blower in front of this Inferno and this Archer Queen. So I didn't want to start walking there, and we'll just stop. opted to go to the south portion of this base because there's a large number of structures. It's out of range of those infernos, so once they lock on, you know that this attack is completely screwed if you don't, freeze that or use the Archer Queen's cloaking ability. So naturally, I want to also take out the clan castle, and this was just the easiest method of doing so. No wall breakers necessary or anything to get through this. So we'll just kick this off, and if anyone uses an Archer Queen walk or is familiar with this attack style, it's very important that you, if you're going up against clan castle troops and the other defense is bearing down on you, it's extremely imperative that you use a cloaking ability or even a rage spell to counteract some of the damage that your queen's going to take. It's incredibly important. So we'll just watch some of this attack right here, and the queen's getting through the base with ease. We can speed this up, as this isn't very difficult to picture what's going to happen. You can see the troop composition in the bottom is composed of just some tanks. I figured that with the Teslas on the outside and the P.E.K.K.A.s able to get into the space with ease with golems and a supporting cast of 6 wizards, which isn't a lot, but it was still able to overwhelm the space quite easily, and you'll see in a minute. So the queen, I've already used her cloak ability on the CC there, but I'm going to rage again and let the other attackers up top do their thing, and the P.E.K.K.A.s get in here. Mortars are going to do nothing against these guys. They just deal not a lot of damage necessary to overpower any of these troops, and kind of a whack base design. Very easy at 3-star. It wasn't as though I had to do an excessive amount to get the 3 on this. Just freeze this down, get some of my wizards through this rage spell here, and you see the BK on the top is going to take out these Teslas with ease. I didn't even use his ability until the end. The queen is just still going to town on these bottom structures. So very simple attack. If you're coming against especially level 1 infernos and you know where the Teslas are, the P.E.K.K.A.s are the way to go. I know a lot of people saying go wipe is dead. You're not necessarily wrong. I mean, the Teslas are very easy to or as you were, the P.E.K.K.A.s are very easy to kill with Teslas, and they can be overpowered quite easily with single point infernos. We saw none of that in this raid, and if you can walk your queen around some of those structures and take out some of the weaker defenses, it can be a very good attack. It just depends on the method. So OFP, another perfect war for you. Great attacks on these. We'll go into this one right here, and I believe he's going to use an Archer Queen walk and a Laloon. So this is one of the more popular attack styles here in the clan, and we'll probably finish up with this attack as well, just to keep the video a bit shorter. We can make these longer in the future if people become interested. We're just starting this channel back up here, so we'll go through this, and this is quite popular. Normally he'll bring some earthquakes in here and bust some of these walls down, but I suppose he found it unnecessary. He's going to want to get into some of these pockets eventually, and we'll just speed this up a bit and see what happens. So he opted to use the wall breakers. I suppose it was a waste of spell capacity if you were going to break the inner walls, because the Archer Queen is relatively closer to the outside. You just need to get into this first compartment, take it down, take the clan castle down. That's extremely important if you're familiar with any of these attacks. You know that you want to get at least 2 of these air defenses is the rule of thumb for like a Town Hall 9. And he's going to deploy a single balloon, taking out one of the defensive structures in an effort to funnel these balloons a little bit better from the outside, so they're not all going to attack that lone cannon on the outside if he can take it out before the bulk of his troops get there. So relatively easy to get to those air defenses on the outside, and that's one thing you have to be wary of. This attack style is extremely popular right now. Maybe not this method specifically, but the Archer Queen walk is extremely popular, and I noticed that with a lot of the air defenses on the outside, that's one of the first attacks that I'll go to if I can pull it off. And I'm not a great air attacker yet, and I'm working on that. So it requires, especially for a Town Hall 10, which I am, you need to take out some of those infernos and the Archer Queen, the CC, and the air defense. So it's not always as a suggested method. It really depends on the base, and you have to just kind of look at it to determine what the best attacking method would be. So OFP just goes to town on this thing and truly wrecks it. I mean, he's one of the better ones in the clan with this style attack. Very great method of attacking, and as you can see, he just cleans everything up with these. So And there goes a poison spell and a haste spell, just wasted. Didn't even need them. So, great attack OFP as always. Always get excited when he's about to hit because we know it's normally going to be a 3-star. And we can go through some of these others. Vo had a good war. Steve, nice attack. Destroyer, Drac. So we were all getting some guys, and that is the way we do it. So, signing off, my name is Sudsy Bubbles, and I will catch you on the flip side.